Good evening, everyone. This is Big Boss Calvin 83. What brings me here tonight is this. Uh, what I find really funny is how people, especially guys, got this delusional perspective, I should say, this delusional belief and mindset that Donald Trump is an alpha male. That is so absurd, it's not even funny. First off, to you guys, stop saying that. Donald Trump is not an alpha male. Can you tell me how in the hell is he an alpha male? Really? Donald Trump, what does Donald Trump do? What has Donald Trump done to prove that he's an alpha male? Really? Guys who say that, be quiet because of his misogynistic, chauvinistic attitude. That makes him an alpha male? Really? No, it doesn't. It makes him a fucking prick. It makes him a fucking misogynist. You know, the way his attitude towards women, and the fact that he sees women don't value women's lives like that, and don't respect women, and he's even admitted that he don't have no respect for women, and for guys to say he's an alpha male because of that, there's something wrong with y'all who think like that. Let me say this. There's no such thing as an alpha beta male. Y'all been brainwashed and been brain raped with that bullshit that they taught you in school. That whole concept of alpha male, beta male is fucking bullshit. There's no such thing of it. The animal kingdom, people, the Darwin theory. I believe humans are in a way animals, but we're not, at the same time, we're not animals. You know what I'm saying? Come on. When people start talking that it's in a person's nature and start talking that retarded dumb shit, well, it's that evolution bullshit to justify treating people like shit, to justify lying to people, deceiving people, lying on people, and fucking up their lives and bullying people and treating them like shit and fucking them over, and saying that's being superior. No, that's not being a superior. That's just being a fucking what's the word? That's being a fucking parasite. That's being a fucking thief. That's being a crook. That's being a fucking thug. That's not alpha traits. Being nice and kind and sweet and treating people the way you want to be treated is not being weak. It's not being less of a man. Having emotions and feelings doesn't mean you're it's not only having emotions and feelings and caring about other people and treating people the way you want to be treated, and seeing people as human beings, both men and women, as equals of human beings, is not being a beta male. Where do y'all people get your information? Who told you this dumb shit, this bullshit? Obviously your parents and your family and your school, your school system failed you that you attended. Last time I checked, when I hear people, particularly women, saying just to justify treating people like shit, and especially treating men like shit, like, oh, it's in a woman's nature to be a gold digger, to be a fucking whore, or being a fucking slut, being a prostitute. Obviously, this bitch has never looked into nothing, never read anything about female nature, and that's not female nature. That's programming. Oh, men being being dominant and fucking with people, bullying people, and treating them like shit, cutting the fucking throat, fucking them over, and lying to them, and being mean to people, and and taking advantage of people, that's not evolution. You can miss me with that. That's not in a man's nature. That whole concept of what's in a person's nature, a woman's nature, to be a gold digger, to be mean, a nasty, disrespectful, condescending, just sarcastic, obnoxious, rude, mean-ass bitch, to be hypergamous slut and play with men's emotions and feelings, and see a guy that she perceives to be lower than her because he don't have certain things. He don't dress a certain way. He don't act a certain way. He's not part of the status quo. He's not the stereotype of what is considered desirable. And for her to just treat a man like shit and take advantage of take his kindness or weakness and deliberately hurt him and deny him a life, a dating and sex life, a love life, deny him love and companionship, that's fucking wrong. I mean, it's not in your fucking nature. People, come on. People, come on. It's not in your fucking nature to create your own fucking killer. Because that's what essentially what you're doing. Donald Trump having this attitude, being misogynistic, bragging about grabbing women by the pussy. Oh, they're gonna let them get away with it. Obviously, they didn't let them get away with it. If you got women coming forward and suing the fuck out of him, if Donald Trump was such a man, why would he give these women, these victims, hush money? And he, not only that, they say that not only that he's accused of sexually assaulting women in that manner, he's also accused of raping women even fucking with underage girls. That's statutory rape right there. And to silence women by you giving them hush money and thinking that they're not going to talk and giving them like a fucking agreement and paying them off to shut them up. If you are such a real man, you wouldn't have to do that. Why don't you just own up to your bullshit? Hey, I was wrong for doing that. I crossed the line. I should have kept my hands to myself. I should have behaved like a gentleman. I shouldn't have did what I did. If he's such a real man, he would have not paid those women off. I can't stand people who break the law, violate people, fuck people over, take advantage of people, harm people, and then when they come across, when they get confronted for their wrong doings of what they have done to people in wronging them, now all of a sudden they want to run away from responsibility and accountability and not face up to justice, be a fucking man, or be a fucking woman and deal with the consequences and repercussions of their actions. You don't break the fucking law. If you're so big and bad, you don't break the law. You don't assault people, sexually assault people, rape people, taking advantage of them, or make false accusations or discriminate against people, and then when you're confronted of what you did which is illegal to begin with, now all of a sudden you want to pay people off. You want to you want to manipulate the system. You want to silence the law enforcement. You want to shut up. You want to pay off judges to not prosecute you, to give you to prosecute and not only pay off judges and prosecutors, give those motherfuckers hush money, manipulate the court system, the justice system, and sweep your bullshit underneath the fucking rug. And you want to manipulate the legal system to your benefit and run away from responsibility. You know what I'm saying? I'll be right back. Finally, I'm back. I don't know where I was, but I don't want to sound redundant, but so what I'm saying is if Donald Trump was the alpha male, he will own up to the fact that what he did was inappropriate, what he did was wrong, what he did was just disrespectful. I mean, this man got daughters, and I know damn well if he came across a guy talking shit like that and talked about and bragging or thinking about wanting to grab one of his daughters by the pussy, or just crossed that line and just did that, violated one of his daughters like that, he'd be mad, be ready to fight. I can't stand guys like that. You know, if Donald Trump was such an alpha male and he was bragging about doing all the shit he was doing, and don't give me that, it was, well, he said that like 11 to 12 years ago. Let me tell you something. If that would have been a so-called black man who would have said something like that, they would have roasted his ass for life. You know, look at Bill Cosby. There's evidence of, these women coming forward accusing Donald Trump of sexually assaulting them, and then Donald Trump being accused of rape. But that's information is being suppressed. And there's evidence that Donald Trump is in the wrong. Because, yeah, you got women lying. Yeah, women lie. But when you got supporting evidence and you got a man admitting and bragging about doing that shit, grabbing them by the pussy. Don't get me wrong. Yes, as a man with looks, status, fame, and money, status, especially with status, fame, and money, and power, and popularity, women will let you do certain things, but just because a woman will allow you to do it, she can change her mind and say what you did was inappropriate and disrespectful and cross the line, and she can use it against you later on, especially if she's trying to come up. It's called fucking and sucking your way to the goddamn top. That's what women do in America. Kick a cup. Free fucking case, don't get it twisted. And that's what a lot of women do. They fuck with these rich guys, these rich, wealthy men with got paper, men with got a lot of money, status, fame, and power and popularity. They fuck with these guys, these famous rich ass dudes, especially if they got power and own shit and control wealth to a certain degree and control certain communities and even a country and even society, even the world. You got these elite, privileged ass males who, you got these women who are chasing these elite males, these wealthy, privileged men who got fame, money, and power type of dudes. And yes, women will allow these guys to touch them in all kind of way. These guys can do certain things. Women, you allow these men, I should say, you allow these males to degrade you. Y'all degrade yourselves because it's your fucking fault. Disrespect you, inappropriate touch you, grope you, fondle you, and then you want to turn around and cry assault. And then if you have sex with this guy, even though you really didn't want to, but you did it because you had an agenda, and you didn't like the way he performed, but you don't give a shit at that time, in that moment, because you're trying to come up. You're trying to get him, or you're trying to get him, or trying to get his money, one or two, or you're trying to get your career off the ground. Especially in when it comes to being a celebrity, when it comes to getting that money, when it comes to making yourself popular, trying to get power. That's what a lot of women do. And yes, you had women. My thing is, why would these females wait so long to say something at that time. I don't give a shit. If somebody violates me and takes advantage of your man, he ain't gonna shut his mouth, and he ain't taking no damn money. He gonna take it. He's gonna fight. He's gonna fight the good fight, and that's what a lot of women. And that's the problem with a lot of females. And I don't want to say to generalize and say, but Caucasian females, y'all crack me up because the stuff that y'all do with your sexual immorality, the stuff that, I mean, y'all set the standard. Y'all started gold digging. Y'all started the hypergamy. Fucking and sucking your way to the top. Y'all started that shit. You know, let men rough you up, degrade yourselves, and do trash you, and treat you like lower than dirt. And then when you try to be on the come up and try to get with that guy and try to get with him and try to get his money, or try to get both, or all the above, or try to get your career off the ground by fucking and sucking you way to the top, and then when it doesn't happen, you're bitter. When you try to entrap these males trying to have a baby, you ain't trying to I had a baby by him so he can stay. No, you didn't. You had a baby by him so because you want a check. Either he's gonna pay or the state is gonna pay, or both. You know what I'm saying? So now that your career didn't come off the ground, and you didn't make it in Hollywood, you didn't make it big time in California, you didn't make it big time in New York City. I mean, you didn't make it big in America. And you wasn't symbolic as the epitome of the sex symbol. Funny how women, especially you feminists, talk about and bitch and talk about sexual objectification, but then y'all turn around and use it to your fucking advantage. Does that make any fucking sense? It better. So, I mean, don't get me. I mean, you women do put yourselves in these situations, and you put yourself in these predicaments, and then, especially if he's abusive, especially if he's fucking you up, forcing you to do shit you don't want to do. Nobody can force you to do anything you want to do, but y'all women, most of y'all, allow yourselves to be taken advantage of by guys like Donald Trump. And when that happens, and when you didn't get what you want out of it, because, oh, he gave him some money to shut up, and then because he promised you something, or y'all talk about he forced you to have sex, basically raping you, and that didn't happen, or you're too afraid to come forward, because let's be real, he's an elite, powerful, Caucasian, rich male. Rich, I'll say it again. Donald Trump is an elite, rich, Caucasian male. I mean, if the guy was a brother, if the guy was black, he probably, let's be real, if he was a so-called black man with money, she would probably try to fuck him up. Look at Bill Cosby. Look at the double standards here. Donald Trump is accused of doing shit and has bragged about doing inappropriate, disrespectful, derogatory things to women. Bill Cosby accused of similar shit, but you got evidence on Donald Trump. But for some reason the media, but so-called white society and so-called white women forgive his ass. But when it comes to Bill Cosby being accused of shit, y'all don't have no evidence on him. Some of you women, if this was fucking true, I mean, if this was fucking true, why would y'all wait to 40 to 50 years later to say something when you could have roasted his ass in the 60s? Because let's be real, if a so-called black man is accused of doing something sexually inappropriate, especially towards a Caucasian woman, his ass would be fried, black the fuck bald, lynched, killed, family terrorized, just his life would be just fucking destroyed. Donald Trump does some dirty shit to women, and he always has been doing dirty shit to women. Society gives him a fucking pass. This is what I talk about, white privilege. Especially white male privilege. Yeah, it exists. Because Donald Trump can do the most heinous things to women, but it doesn't matter because women still stand by him. And it shows you, and I understand from women's perspective, if you're going against, it's easier to take out a so-called black man versus a Caucasian man. It's real easy to destroy a black man quicker than a so-called white man. Because a so-called white man, he controls shit, he owns shit, and he can fuck you up and destroy your life and say, oh, that bitch is a fucking slut, oh, she's a whore, destroy her image. A brother can't do that because he don't control nothing. Even if he got bread, even if he got paper, what does he control? I mean, he still got a boss. You know, we gotta acknowledge these things. But I'm trying to stay on subject. It's funny how people, when Bill Cosby was accused of sexually assaulting and raping women, nobody called him an alpha male. But when Donald Trump is accused, and Bill Cosby is innocent, at least I think like 95% innocent lies, but Donald Trump is guilty as charged of inappropriate, of doing inappropriate and disrespectful, derogatory things to women, sexually assaulting them, even raping chicks, and fucking them with underage girls, which is statutory rape. I don't give a shit if the girl wanted to fuck him. That's still against the law. But despite Donald Trump being guilty as charged, so-called white America forgives him and sweeps it under the rug, as always. And that really irritates the fuck out of me. And you got people calling him an alpha male, but because he's a misogynist. Let me tell you something. That's dangerous. You can be like I said in my last video. You can be against. This is what happens. This is what sometimes some of you men. There's some men out here who hate women for whatever reason. Me, I don't hate women. I just hate the way women have done me dirty, have treated me throughout my life. But I'm not a misogynist. It's funny how I get called a misogynist, and I have not done none of the shit that Donald Trump has done. And males, like Caucasian males, and just men in general, have done the things that these men have done to women. But me, I have never done any of those things to women. But your man was falsely accused of something similar in high school. But I can tell you, there were some Caucasian guys doing similar shit to what Donald Trump did, and they got a pass, and they were guilty. Some of them were guilty, and it was obvious. But because of who they are, because of their parents, they either got bogged with it or got a slap on the wrist. When it comes to brothers, when it comes to so-called black males, men of color, regardless, we don't get no second chances. We don't get no slap on the wrist. Even if we're innocent, we're tainted. If we're stigmatized, we are fucked. We are fucked for life. We are punished. And that's not right. And it's like, let me address this. You got guys thinking, because a man is a misogynist that, oh, don't get me wrong. Let me explain it like this, in a better way. Just because somebody is against feminism, that doesn't make him a misogynist. I'm against feminism, but I don't hate women. I just want women to be if women want to be treated equal, I expect them to pull their own fucking weight, shut the fuck up, suck it up, and be accountable for what they do. And be accountable for the decisions that they make. And don't make no fucking excuses, because I can't make excuses. That's equality. If you put your hands on a fucking man, women, if you hit a man has the right to hit you back. Same with vice versa. If a man hits a woman has the right to hit him back. No excuses, and that's how it should be. If you want, if whoever takes each other out to dinner or to breakfast, lunch, or dinner, we should be able. When I meet you for the first fucking time, right? We should split the bill. Now I'll pay you if especially if I know you well enough or if you're good. Then maybe it doesn't fucking matter. But I expect women to bring something to the fucking table. That's equality. Everybody brings something to the fucking table. Just like women say, I ain't taking care of no lazy ass ain't taking care of no lazy ass nigga. I ain't taking care of no broke lazy ass bitch. Just like women say, I ain't gonna have no man live off of me. Ain't no man eating off of me. Well, guess what? I ain't have no woman live off of me and eat off of me and freeload off of me. Okay? I know I'm all over the place with this video. But let's address is Donald Trump is not an alpha male, okay? There is no such thing as an alpha male, beta male. Okay? That's a man of concept by the powers that be. You got that bullshit, dumb shit from school. You are miseducated. There's no such thing of evolution. It's in a person's nature. We are all we human beings are very programmable. We are, if that's a word, we are a programmable species. We are programmed to think a certain way, act a certain way, and behave a particular way. And think the way we think, and do what we do. Male and female. That's real. There's no such thing as gender roles. Gender roles is a man-made concept. What men do is a man-made concept. What women do is a man-made concept. Does that make sense? Just because, and I know some of you guys, there's some guys like that who actually hate women. And just like there's some women out here, which is a lot of them, I have to be honest, who actually hate men with her fucking passion, but they talk about no good ass dudes, but you women fuck these no good ass dudes, and then when you blow stuff in your fucking face, it's men's fault. It's all men's fault. But the guy said you rejected. We got to pick up the fucking tab for what you did to yourself, for what you chose. You chose wrong. You should have took personal responsibility for what you did and how you acted and how you behaved and how you conducted yourself as a woman. And you choosing wrong. You let that dude fuck you. You chose to have a baby by him. You chose to have a fucked up relationship. It was your choice. So don't you come up here and say that all men ain't shit when you reject all the when a guy has a good heart and good morals and integrity and intelligence. You don't want that guy because one, he don't dress a certain way. He ain't dressed. He don't wear the latest fashions. Two, he don't act like a fucking female. Three, he may not be good looking. Four, he may not have power. He may not. Six, he may not have money. And seven, he may not have charisma and swag. So because you stereotyped him out from 1 to 5 fucking seconds, now the fact that you chose a fucking thug, and I say guys like Donald Trump are just rich thugs. And because you got burnt and because you try to come up on guys like Donald Trump, now all of a sudden you're bitter. And now all men ain't shit, and we all gotta suffer. We gotta pay for the fucking damages for a sorry ass piece of shit ass male that you fucking picked, or you trying to get over on another man, and he noticed that and he fucked you over, and now it's everybody's fault. This is why I can't stand about women taking no personal responsibility for what the fuck they do. You know, and as far as I'm concerned about. I'm an anti-feminist, but that just because I'm pro-man and for male empowerment, that doesn't make me anti-woman. Just because I believe in men and women should be equal, strictly equal. I believe in egalitarianism, not feminism. Egalitarianism, because egalitarianism is all about equality for both men and women, right? Just because I believe in strong equality and I treat a woman as my equal, that doesn't make me sexist. Y'all got it so fucking twisted, especially women, especially in this gynocentric society. Y'all got it fucked up. But, I mean, a lot of you women talk about, I'm a pro-feminist, I'm a feminist. Guess what? You're anti-male and you're anti-fucking family. Because you're not for equality. You're about female privilege and gynocentric, misandric propaganda. Say that again. You're not for equality. All you women who think like that, all y'all for is for women to have special treatment and special rights and special privileges and advantages over men and be placed on the fucking pedestal and have power and no fucking responsibility while men are suppressed down and are fucking slaves to the fucking gynocentric matriarchal system. Okay? And to you guys out there, stop calling Donald Trump a fucking alpha male. He is not an alpha male. Just because he's a fucking misogynist, that's dangerous. That actually sets our cause for men's rights backwards. That means we cannot defeat feminism by hating women. Okay, I know some of you guys are angry and fed up of what women have done, what women and girls have done to y'all. I feel y'all. But being what we hate is not the answer. And I'm pretty sure women have been. There's some women who, were good women. Didn't do the trifling ass, treacherous ass shit to men, and they actually loved the guy. But she just didn't work out for her, and she got played dirty by a fucking asshole. Now she's a man. Now she's a man hater. And now she's a feminist for whatever the fuck, or came out of a fucking toxic relationship. Now she's a feminist, but she don't realize it. But she don't got her facts straight about the powers that be who created this fucking culture of disrespect between the genders. That's the person you should be mad at. And I'll say it like this: now, for women who are misandric and all about that pro-feminist shit, you're actually anti-male and anti-family. And same with guys who are misogynist and hate women, you're anti-family, you're anti-building. Because men and women need each other. And that's real. Women and men need each other. Just think about what I'm saying. People, you can be, stop calling Donald Trump a fucking alpha male and guys like him, guys who are fucking misogynist pricks. And stop calling him a real man. He is not a real man. Donald Trump got baby mamas. Donald Trump is a racist, a blatant bigot. He's full of himself. And yeah, people have let him get away with it because he got white male privilege and money. And he's a Caucasian male in America. But to a certain extent, we need to stop allowing guys like jerks like Donald Trump to run the world and and control our dollar against people like him. Boycott his ass. And I'll say this last thing. Somebody who's a misogynist ain't for no damn equality, ain't for no gender equality. I can tell you that for sure. Somebody who's a man who's a misogynist against women is not about holding women accountable. He just treats women like fucking slaves. And I don't agree with that. I don't care how y'all feel, but I just don't agree with that. And just because Donald Trump says I'm going to take away welfare, Section 8, you got to understand. First of all, and to some of you Negro-European males, you so-called pathetic ass so-called black men who actually hate black women. I'm talking about hate black women, not frustrated and annoyed and can't stand black women because they're because they're on that black feminist bullshit. I'm not talking about y'all dudes. I'm talking about the average, the typical niggas, or I should say Negro-European males who think Caucasian women are a goddess, and and believes in that, and buys into the talking points of a lot of Caucasian supremacists. Oh, all black women are on welfare and Section 8 and on food stamps, and all of them have kids out of wedlock. And that's not true. Mostly Caucasian women have kids out of wedlock, which is the majority. Get the most abortions. They're on public assistance and welfare. Mostly Caucasian people got food stamps, on public assistance, and got subsidized housing. But nobody talks about that. They always saying it's so-called black people, but a lot of y'all coon-ass niggas and Negro-peeing males and Negro-peeing handkerchief-head Aunt your mama Negro bedouin bitches and faggots believe that dumb shit. You sissified, self-hating Negro-peeing males, coons, are, I mean, I don't know what, I mean, y'all talking about, oh, I'm gonna be so happy if they get rid of welfare and blah, blah, blah. Now, let me tell you something. The Caucasian man ain't gonna get rid of welfare. Donald Trump ain't gonna do shit like that. What he's gonna do, because you know why? Because most of the Caucasian people are on fucking welfare. And that's a fact. They got the public assistance, the government programs cater towards them, and any damn sure ain't gonna let the Caucasian woman be poor and destitute and suffer. When y'all wake your asses up? But what y'all doing is just actually allowing these motherfuckers, these racist Caucasian supremacists who are in power in an office to discriminate against us and to deprive us of stuff that we need. There's people who when they apply for disability, social security, welfare, food stamps, and other public assistance, they actually need it. Because if you're gonna take away those safety nets, what you need to do is you need to bring back the fucking jobs and put us to fucking work, and stop discriminating, practicing these racist ass hiring practices where mostly so-called black people, particularly so-called black men, are denied jobs and opportunities and denied to go to school and get an education. You know, brothers and sisters people of color are being barred out of opportunities and not even allowed to even get a fucking loan or even have the opportunity to start their own fucking business. But Caucasian people and these other ethnic groups, oh, they can open up a fucking business. Whether they have a good work history, good credit history, or not, whether they have a good criminal record or not, most of them don't have good criminal. Most of them have bad records, bad credit. Yes. Poor work history, but they get fucking loans and grants to make it out into society and get a bunch of other free shit from the fucking government, and the government paying us to them, but we don't get shit. We never even got reparations, even though we built this fucking land, and so we'll continue to contribute to building the society. But we're the most patriotic people, but we don't get shit. We earn shit, but we don't get rewarded for it. That's not right, and that's fucking unfair. But a lot of you Negro-peeing ass coons male and female can't seem to figure it out. You know? Damn, I know, I know that's a long ass rant. But stop calling misogynist pigs like Donald Trump alpha male. There ain't no such thing as a fucking alpha male or a beta male. That's a made up bullshit ass concept. Evolution. Treating people bad and wronging people and taking advantage of them is where it leads to creating your own fucking cure. It's not a form of superiority. It's a form of inferiority and ignorance and stupidity. And fucking people over and lying to them and discriminating against them and taking advantage of them. Whether you are a misogynist or a misandric person against the opposite sex, you wrong for doing that. You know, like I said, this whole president's election, you got so many dumbasses out here. I read it on my Facebook timeline, and even in the comment sections of my YouTube videos, and people making YouTube videos talking about Donald Trump is a great man. Donald Trump is a poor ass, white trash, Caucasian male. He's nothing more than a Caucasian supremacist bigot and misogynistic as hell. and thinks that, and all you brothers, all you so-called black men who want to support at Trump and look up to Trump, Trump look at you as a fucking nigger. He don't like you. Trump ain't trying to give you no fucking job, ain't trying to employ you, ain't trying to help you prosper and grow in the company. Trump ain't trying to give you shit to have your own business, build up your community. Wake the fuck up. That's what I'm saying. Trump is a poor role model. Trump ain't not even a role model. He got baby mamas. He got, I don't know how many kids. He got so many kids from different women. Trump treats people like shit. Trump fucks over people. Trump has discriminated against people. Trump has got, he got 5 brothers in prison for a crime they didn't fucking commit. The Central Park 5, look it up. He don't hire people. He is so superficial. If you're not good looking, he won't give you a job. And you can ask the women, especially if you're a woman, if you ain't pretty, a pretty blonde, blue-eyed Caucasian woman, you ain't gonna get the job. And if you are a person of color, you don't expect to get nothing from Donald Trump. Because because Trump has practiced housing discrimination against people of color. But nobody knows that. So when I hear people say, what has Donald Trump has done to, why y'all don't like Donald? Why does so many so-called black people don't like Donald Trump? And I got ignorant ass coons, young Negro-pean males and females, particularly Negro-pean males, who look up to Trump when Donald Trump thinks you don't even see you as a human being. He sees you 3/5 as a human being. Donald Trump is nothing more than a Caucasian supremacist. When your ass gets shot by the goddamn cops, he ain't gonna say shit and ain't gonna do shit. Damn. When are you gonna figure it out? So stop saying Donald Trump is a fucking alpha male, because he ain't. He's a racist piece of misogynistic parasite. The scum of the fucking earth. Wake up and open your goddamn eyes. Good night. Peace.